once you moved to New York, were you basically been gainfully employed ever since? You've probably taken
it's kind
a
of
little
amazing, other than my blacklisting for taking Ellen DeGeneres to the Volcano premiere years ago, and I didn't do a studio picture for 10 years. People don't know that part of my story or what happened to me because of that experience. But I feel very blessed that I've been able to be working for.
I remember Volcano.
You remember Volcano?
I like that movie.
Thank you. I did too, except I couldn't see the end of it because they ushered Ellen and me out of the premiere before it ended, put us in a car and said, well, we don't want you back here. We will not be accepting pictures of you and Ellen. And then I was fired. I was told before I went to the premiere with Ellen that I would be fired. And I was...
Are we talking about 90...
now you're going to put years on... yes.
Early, there was 2 volcanoes. Dante's Peak,
yeah, but they came out the same week.
Right.
Ours won, by the way, and then they blamed me for its failure for taking a woman. I was like, but we were #1 in the box office. The confusion of how I was fired and the fact that nobody has ever acknowledged it is just shows, in a way, it shows how much further we've come. Because if that would have happened today, obviously, it wouldn't happen today, and I feel glad that I'm a part of that. But yes, I met Ellen, just to give you a bit of a timeline, because it's kind of interesting. I think people don't understand how quickly this all happened for me. On Sunday night, I met Ellen at the Volcano. On Sunday, I met her at the Vanity Fair party for the Oscars. On Tuesday night, she was coming out on her show. I didn't even know who she was. This is part of the naivete that led my life to such destruction or celebration, however you choose to look at it. I see it as a celebration. But I was amazed. I saw truth. My father had lived a double life. I felt like my family had been destroyed because of his lack of being able to, be honest about his sexuality.
Hold on. I just want to put a year to this. What year was
97.
97.
Oh, God. I was way off.
Ooh, I was right on.
You were.
Yeah. All right. So, but Ellen is just coming out.
That was Tuesday night. Wednesday was my Volcano press junket. Thursday night was Volcano. So they knew I wanted to take Ellen. I had never met her before. I didn't know who she was. I was like, whoa, you have your own TV show? That's cool. I'm like, what's it called? And she's like, Ellen. It's called Ellen. Do you know who you are? And I'm like, probably not. She said, you're the it girl. I said, I've never been it. I have never been it. And she's like, you cannot be this close to me. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. You're the most interesting person in the room. Meanwhile, everybody's walking around with statues and but she was glowing. Something was so powerful. She was the one person I asked to meet. And when she told me what she was doing, coming out on her show, I was like, you're the most spectacular person in the world. I fell in love with the truth of what that incredible human being was doing. Then I had to be in a relationship with her, so that was a little difficult. So I asked her to go.
Premiere.
And then on Wednesday, which was the Volcano, I asked her to come and meet me for lunch at the Four Seasons, and I was greeted by 5 suits. Ellen was sitting in a chair, and I said, as far as I remember, I didn't invite anybody else to lunch today. And they said, we know that you want to take Ellen to the premiere, and we're here to tell you that you will be fired from your $10 million picture deal if you do it. And then Ellen looked at me. I was sitting on the armchair because she lit a Four Seasons chair, and she said, "Do what they say. You don't know what you're up against. We've only known each other for a couple of days." And I said, I do know what I'm up against. I'm up against sitting in a room after you've just come out on national television to preserve the right of anybody to be able to love who they want to love. And now you're sitting in the soup of the demise of a culture that does not pay attention to that truth. I will take you to the premiere, and whatever those consequences are, my dear, I will face.